So, you want to get into your dream fashion school. And before you apply, you need to know which mistakes to avoid to maximize your chances of acceptance. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the biggest mistakes that applicants make and show you how to fix them to improve your chances of getting in. And you'll want to stay until the end of the video because I have something for you that will help you get into any fashion school you want or get any dream job in the fashion industry. So I studied design at IFM Paris and I started posting my experience about it a couple of months ago. And a lot of people reached out, asking for help. So I helped them with, their portfolio, acceptance letter, their overall application. And doing this, I noticed what most of them were doing wrong. So this is the top 5 mistakes most people make when applying to fashion school. And you're probably doing the 5th one. So the first mistake people make when applying to fashion school is not having a clear career path, or at least a broad idea of what they want their fashion career to look like. You need to have a goal, a career goal, and you need to show and explain to that school that to reach that goal, going through their program and curriculum is essential. You need to explain to the school why you going through that program will help you get to that goal. So really keep this in mind. Your career goals are essential to your application. Even if you don't have a clear career path, you should at least have, a broad idea of what do you want to do in the future. Many applicants fail to communicate where they see themselves in the future. And this makes their application feel, disconnected and lacking purpose. Of course, schools are looking for people who are driven, talented, but most importantly, and I would put this in the number one thing schools are looking for, is they want you to really know where you want to end up in the future and how going to their school is going to help you get there and why their program makes sense for you and your goals. So without clear career goals, your application is going to come across as unsure of your path. And fashion school really want people who are sure of their path, or at least have a broad idea. You should have a broad idea of where you want to end up in 10, 15, 20 years and tell that and show that to the school, saying this is where I want to end up in 15 years. But the first step is going to your school because of this, because of this, because of this, and because of that program as well. You should be sure about your career goal. Fashion schools also really want to know and understand how you're going to use all the skills you learn at their school for you in the future. How are you going to use all of it in the future? And does it make sense? Does it align with your long-term goals? So if you want to go to fashion school, but your career goals or long-term objectives are still a bit broad, ask yourself these 2 questions. The first one is, why do I want to go to fashion school? The big why behind it. And the second one is, what will this specific program and school give me so that I have the tools to achieve my long-term goals? Answering these 2 questions is going to make way more sense for you on why you want to attend fashion school, but also refine your long-term vision. And when you respond to these questions, really think about where you want to end up in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And then take a closer look at the program you're interested in and the school you're interested in and see if it aligns with your long-term objective and long-term goals. And after that, you'll know if it's a right fit for you or not. So the second mistake is submitting a weak personal statement or cover letter. The personal statement is a chance for you to show who you truly are and make a really lasting impression. Here, you really want to show who you truly are on a deep level, not on a surface level. And by the way, this is where you explain your career goals and why their program in school makes sense for you. Your personal statement is your opportunity, of course, to explain why you're passionate about fashion, but also why you're passionate about this particular school and why you are a good fit for this program and for them. Don't write vague or generic personal statement thinking they don't read it or that it's not important, because it will affect your chances in being accepted. Fashion schools really want to understand your why, why you want to go to that school. There's a lot of people who want to go to fashion school just for the sake of it, thinking it's going to be a glamorous experience, but it's not. And school hate these people and they really want and try to filter these people out. So they really study, the personal statement, your portfolio. They do this also during the interviews. They really try to filter these people out. So you really need to be careful and put a lot of effort, especially in your personal statement, because they really want to understand who you are, your why, and why you want to go to their school and why you are a good fit for them. They really want to get to know you, who you are, your story, ambitions, sources of creativity, your story, your commitment. They really want to get to know you on a deep level. I remember that admission teams read hundreds or thousands of applications, so they quickly need to see why you're unique and what sets you apart from the rest. Keep in mind that this is your one opportunity to make an emotional connection and show the school that you're more than just someone who wants to attend fashion school. Be specific and personal in your statement. Don't just tell them you love fashion, show them why. And a tip I can give you is to tell them the defining moment when you realize that you want to pursue fashion. It could have been an early influence like your mom and the clothes she wore, or a specific experience. You watch a specific show and tell them which show and why you like the show. Or it could have been, a project you did at school and you realized that you love creating things and you were super creative. Tell them the defining moment when you realize that you wanted to pursue fashion, use these personal stories to give depth to your personal statement and really make your application stand out. So remember, a great personal statement tells a story, your story. It's your opportunity to show who you are, why you're passionate about fashion, and why you're the perfect fit for your program. And the more authentic and specific you are, the more you're going to stand out. Now, the third mistake many applicants make is overlooking the application requirements. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, of applying to your dream school or the school you really want to get to, but not paying attention to these specific details each school asks can have, serious consequences in your application process and acceptance process. And it could be simple things such as submitting the wrong file format or forgetting a document or, missing a deadline. They may seem like simple issues, but they can end up costing you the chance of being considered for application. And I've seen it. These schools receive a lot of applications. So if one of them doesn't have the right document, your application will end up in the trash. So to avoid this, read and follow all the application guidelines from all the schools you're applying to. Have a clear understanding of what each school requires, from your portfolio, personal statement to resume, CV, whatever, you need to have a clear understanding of whatever they ask for. So the fourth mistake is a really big one, and it's about your portfolio. So what schools really want to see in your portfolio is your creative process, not the final product. They want to understand how you think, how your ideas evolve, and how you approach problem solving. They don't just want to see what you can create. They want to see how you got there. A final design, product, piece is impressive, but it doesn't give them any insight into your design and creative process and all the decisions you made along the way, such as which materials you used, why, colors, why, and everything. Doesn't give them a broad perspective and idea of your creative process from the beginning till the end. And they really want to understand this. It's really essential that they see how your ideas develop over time and how you refine them over time as well. In your portfolio, show every step of your creative process, from your mood boards, inspiration to your collage, sketches, drawings, to the materials you use, why you use them. It's better to show more than not enough. And to do this, you need to take pictures of everything. Take pictures of the materials, inspirations, mood board, take pictures of everything. Have more pictures. It's better to have more pictures than not enough. Take pictures of everything that you do to then recreate and put them in your portfolio to show them your process, step-by-step process from A to Z. Pictures from early sketches, prototypes, any changes you made over time. Show everything. And this is something that I did unconsciously when I was creating my portfolio. I was taking pictures of everything without even thinking about my portfolio. So by documenting everything and putting everything in your portfolio, you'll show the school your creative process and they'll have a better understanding of how you work and how you design things. And remember that a really strong portfolio is not just the final product, the final piece is how you get to it. Every single step you take to get to that final product. And they really want to see this. The final product, I would say, is 5 to 10% of your portfolio. 90% of it is your creative process, every single decisions you made, why you made them. This is the most important thing. So the final mistake that most applicants make is not asking for feedback. Feedback from people who've already been to fashion school or people who are just applying to fashion school like them, or even friends and family. Feedback is crucial. You absolutely need feedback because there's always room to improve, even if you think your application is already perfect. And so on that topic, I'll be opening a school community in the next few weeks to help people get into fashion school, get internships and jobs in the fashion industry. And in it, you'll learn how to get accepted into top fashion schools like IFM, Parsons, and Central Summer Tints, step-by-step guidance for creating great portfolios and applications, how to land internships and jobs at major fashion houses like Dior, like I did, connect with driven creatives and aspiring industry leaders who share your passion, how to use templates, tools, and personal branding strategies to elevate your career in fashion, and way more. But the most important thing is the community that's going to be a part of this. People that would help you with your application, portfolio, for your interviews, whether it's for the fashion school or, big fashion houses for an internship or a job. And to be honest, this is exactly what I would have loved when I was applying to fashion school or even looking for a job or an internship in the fashion industry. Because a lot of times when I was preparing my applications to go to fashion school, I felt extremely lost. I had zero idea on how to do a portfolio, on how to write a personal statement. I was so lost. And so this community would have been perfect for me at the time. Being surrounded by people who have already been to fashion school, who are already in the fashion industry, or people just like me applying to fashion schools. It would have given me like an edge, I would say, having all these people trying to accomplish the same goal, helping each other with applications, portfolio, personal statement, preparing for interviews. So if you're interested, you can join the wait list and you'll be the first one to access the community when I open it in the next few weeks. So the wait list is already pretty full and I'm only accepting the next 7 people because I want to keep the first batch as a test, testing the material, refining the material. So I want to test it with a small amount of people and it's already pretty full and I don't want to push it up with the number of people I accept in the first batch. So if you're interested, sign up for the waitlist and you'll be the first one to access this in the next few weeks. If you're interested, be quick to join the waitlist. The link is in the description. So now let's come back to the topic of feedback. Receiving feedback doesn't mean you need to change every single aspect of your application, of your portfolio, of your personal statement, even if someone is advising you to do it. When you receive feedback, you have the choice to accept it or not. But it's always helpful to get at least the opinion of someone else, someone external. For example, there might be something that's unclear about your portfolio or personal statement. And a fresh perspective help you identify what is unclear and change it. Sometimes you might be too close to your own work to spot the mistakes, errors, and opportunities to improve your overall application. And this is why feedback from others is so important. It allows you to see your application from, a new angle and consider how to strengthen your presentation overall. And remember, fashion school receive a lot of applications, so every detail counts. That's why seeking feedback is crucial, and it helps you polish and refine your work to make it stand out. So ask feedback, especially to people who already been to fashion school, ideally the school you want to get to, or even industry professional. They'll give you a fresh perspective, fresh approach, and tell you what you're doing good, what you're doing wrong, and with that you'll make a better application and up your chances to get accepted into the school you want to get to. So to conclude, applying to fashion school is a big step and making the right impression is essential. And by avoiding these 5 mistakes, you can give yourself, a better chance of being accepted in the school you want. So if you really want to go deeper into applying to fashion school, get an internship or a job in the fashion industry, join the waitlist of the community and you'll be the first one to know when I'll open it in the next few weeks. We'll go deeper into everything we talked about, applications, getting into fashion school, portfolio, personal statement, how to prepare for interviews for the fashion school, for an internship, for a job. So I wish you the best of luck in your application process and keep in mind that nothing is impossible and you can get to the schools you want to get to.